Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel.
What's going on, y'all?
Today we're gonna make some cheesy layered bean dip. This dish is perfect for watch parties, football season, or if you just want a snack. It's delicious.
It's good. Perfect for parties for sure.
Yeah, so before we get into the video, make sure you leave us a like, hit the subscribe button, and click your notification bell so you'll know when we post our next videos.
All right, y'all, let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so let's get into our ingredients for today's recipe. We have some grape tomatoes that we're going to be putting in there. Cilantro, which I love. We're going to be chopping that up. We have some avocados, some Mexican style cheese. We also have these pepperoncini peppers. Now these are similar to banana peppers, but they have a little bit of spice. And banana peppers are not spicy normally, so that's the difference there. But these are going to be delicious. And we have some black beans, some refried beans. We also have some Daisy sour cream, and I always say her Auntie Daisy's sour cream because her auntie's name is Daisy. And we have some green onions, and we're going to be using a little bit of this mild taco seasoning mix. Okay, so that's all of our ingredients. And as usual, the ingredients and their exact measurements will be listed below the video for you to see. Alrighty guys, so let's get started. Okay, so this is a very easy recipe. What I love about it, you get to prepare everything and then just layer it in the dip. So first I'm gonna start out with my tomatoes. I'm just gonna quarter these. And if you're using a certain kind of tomato, basically you can use any kind of tomato you want to.
Right.
But you just wanna make sure you drain them, or get all the juice out of them. The liquid part of it, just make sure that's not there. Get as much out of it as you can, because you don't want the dish to become runny in that way, and you don't want the top of it, when you're putting it on top of your sour cream layer, you don't want it to be a bunch of juice on that either.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on there, and that's going to pull out the liquid, the rest of the liquid, or a lot of it, most of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just gonna pull, and you can just pour it out that way, or you can use whatever other kind of tomatoes you want.
Right.
Like I was saying. So
This is just a little bit of biology.
right. It's really easy, and the tomatoes are so pretty. I love using tomatoes and any dish that we make, and I love them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So next I'm gonna just prepare my beans, and here's some refried beans. Of course, you can use any kind of refried, any brand that you like. And I know, right? Some people are like, oh, the way beans look when they're smushed like that. It just reminds me of baby food. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't taste like baby food.
It does not.
It's very good, y'all.
Yes. And I'm not even a huge fan of black beans, but it's a necessary step in this recipe.
Mm-hmm. Right. She doesn't love beans like that, but if you put it with other ingredients, and that's what a good thing about these kind of recipes are, if you don't like something individually, like she's not all that crazy about avocados, but she loves this dip.
Yeah, I don't like avocados like that. I don't like cilantro like that, or black beans. But this recipe was just delicious. Mm-hmm. Everything together was fine.
Exactly.
It was tasty.
And so I put my taco seasoning mix in with the beans just to give it some flavor. Of course, if you want to make your own, which we do sometimes, you can mix that into your beans.
Right. So
you want to do that first before you add your black beans, and to give it more flavor, individually before you put them together. And so basically, I just added my beans. I did drain my beans. You can drain them even more than I did, of course. You can get as much of the juice off as you can. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't a problem though. So
right, just keep in mind that the juice will loosen up the refried beans a little bit, and you don't want it to be like soup.
Right.
So just keep that in mind when deciding how much you want to drain off.
Right. Now these, oh my goodness, these are so good in this recipe. I was like, man, this is a nice addition, you know, to the dish. I love banana peppers. I know my husband, those are like his favorite. And so when I saw that we were going to be using these, and they're a little bit spicy, I'm telling you, gave the recipe just the right amount of kick.
Right, I was just thinking that it's like it's a friendly amount of spice. It's not overpowering. It's just oh, there's a little spice right there, and you just move on. It's not like, oh, I need some water.
Right.
Because spice can definitely, for me anyway, it can definitely throw off the flavor of a recipe because the spice is just overpowering.
Right. Yeah.
But this was, like I said, a friendly amount of spice.
Because sometimes you'll eat something that's so hot, you're like, man, I can't even taste it. Like, I'm like that with some hot sauces. Like, you put hot sauce on your, meat or whatever. Sometimes it's hot. It's so hot that you don't even taste it.
Yeah.
You can't enjoy the flavor. So here's some cilantro, some fresh cilantro. Ricky's so not favorite.
I can't stand it, but it was great in this recipe.
Mine was the same way. They don't like that cilantro, but I love cilantro. It's delicious. But yeah, I get it. It does have a distinct flavor. Either you like it or you hate it. It seems to be with most people. And I'm just going to chop this up really well. I want to make sure I pulverize it for them. So I said, Ricky, don't worry. I'm going to just chop it up so fine. But it just gives a hint of flavor in this recipe. Just enough so you know it's there, but it doesn't take over the recipe. So yeah, these ingredients really pair well together. So I really love this dish for game days and parties, and just a dip, appetizer, a pre-dinner snack for if you have company over or something like that. It could be before the meal. You can make this dish up just for people to snack on before the meal, or you can make this a meal by adding something to it. Like we had it with baked chicken and something like that. You can just do whatever you want to do.
And you could probably add some like ground beef or something to this too.
That would be interesting. So now this is our avocados that we smashed, and we seasoned them up.
Some garlic powder and a little bit of salt, I think we used in there.
So
and you'll see us add a little bit more of that later, to taste.
Yeah, I was going to say. And if you have your own recipe for guacamole, which my son has the best recipe, but he wasn't here to make it, so I should have had him come over to make it.
Right.
But that's okay. We'll get him next time. But you can do that. Just use your own recipe or store-bought, whatever you want to do. Right. And see, here we're adding some more seasoning. So if you have your own recipe, you can just go ahead and make that up and make that a part of this recipe.
Right.
So we just did a basic, recipe.
Bare minimum.
Right. So it wasn't all about the avocado.
Right.
I mean the
guacamole.
So here are all of our ingredients. Well, once we prepare them all to get them ready to be layered. So everything looks so good. And individually these all tasted really good.
Yes.
So we prepared our dish. I just like to spray a little bit of olive oil on my dish and at the bottom. Not a big deal if you don't want to, but I did. So here I'm just gonna put in my bean mixture. This is the first layer, and you just want to make sure you cover the bottom, cover all of your corners, and so you want to make sure it's done that way so you get each ingredient in every bite. So,
this is another reason why it's important to make sure your bean mixture isn't soupy or liquidy, because everything you put on top will just sink.
Right. This kind of looks like chili.
It'll probably still be good, but
right. Exactly. This recipe is really good. Some things you make, it may not look the best, man, but it tastes.
I find I run into that mostly when I'm indulging in some like Mexican dishes. It just, once everything's mixed together, it tastes amazing.
It does. But, and I've said that too. I find myself saying that with like recipes that only have like a few ingredients. I'm like, how did only 3 ingredients taste this good together? So that's how this dish is. It's like, man, it's only a few ingredients, but it was amazing. So yeah, we all love this a lot. So.
And the avocado, we made ours kind kind of chunky, but you can make yours as smooth as you like it.
Right. Yeah, I love to taste the actual chunks when I'm eating it. So, so yeah, that's the great thing about making your own, man, at home. You can make it however you want to do it. And that's just really, really makes it good. You can cater to your family, how they prefer things to taste, or you can take out the salt or whatever it is. So it's really, really good if you can learn how to, and if you want to learn how to cook at home, it's just better, I think, you know. Of course, it's not always about cooking at home. Sometimes you just don't feel like it, or you don't have time, or whatever it is.
Right.
But if you can, and you really want to, I think you should go ahead and try it. So
get the kids in the kitchen.
Right, as Gina Young would say.
Right. So one thing about this sour cream, some people might have a concern about it being warm, or they just might not like it. You could definitely leave this layer out and just put it on the side or put it on top or whatever. Right. But either way, it was good. I love sour cream. I love extra sour cream.
Me too.
So I probably would have put some more on top and inside, but that's just me. You know.
I love sour cream too.
So now we're doing our tomato layer. You can see like ours still had a little bit of liquid. It's just a few drips, but if we would have done nothing to prevent that, it just would have been tomato juice all over the top.
And I did wash my hands, so that's probably what you're seeing too. We constantly wash our hands when we're cooking, so you can see my hands are wet because I washed my hands. I should have dried them more, and some of the tomato juice is probably coming from me, the water that I had on my hands too. So we use actually 2 cuts of cheeses. They're basically the same ingredients. We decided this later after we did our ingredients. We said, let's just add a different kind, you know, more cheese. So this is what we did here. As you can see, it's the same flavors, I guess. It's
same types of cheeses. They're just shredded. They're not as finely shredded as the other cheese.
Exactly.
So now this is going into a 350-degree oven, and we bake this for about 20 minutes, I believe. Just until the cheese was a little brown and it's bubbling like it is now.
So. And you can just get your favorite chips. And this is after it's done. Yep. Oh man, that came out really good.
Alright, so now we're doing the green onions on top. I definitely think if you can stand green onions, or if you love them like we do, you have to have these on top of there.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. We love green onions, as you can tell. You can put as much as little as you like to, and that's a good thing as well.
But yeah, this is how it turned out. And like we said, don't forget, it may not look like
ooh yeah.
Right, it may not look like ooh yeah, but it tastes like ooh yeah.
I'm telling y'all, it's good. You have to try it, and please let us know in the comments if you do and how it came out.
Yes,
I'm interested in that.
And let us know if you made it hot or cold.
Yeah, no doubt. You can definitely have this cold, I think. So,
alright, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know when we post our next videos.
Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Thanks for watching us today.
Alright, y'all.
See you on the next video.
Deuces.